Exciting start for High Energy Racing. Gino Marone and Mark Kowalski on board, 27-foot activated. Smoking around the course in second place in Factory 1. There's Propco propellers on the outside. Onboard Propco, Michael Milligan and Ryan Candy, driver and throttle man. 28-foot Warlock. We're going to go now with Cavallaro Motorsports, a 24-foot Rhino Powerboat. Massimo Cavallaro and Jeff Lowers, driver and throttleman on board this 24-footer, Volvo powered. Foot Rhino Powerboat. Chris Rhino is the owner. Massimo is from Menlo Park, California. Jeff from Sanibel, Florida. Other competitors in the one design class are Premier Performance, Morris Marine, David Bryan Jewelers, and of course Cavallaro Motorsports. We're watching right now. Massimo Cavallaro, the driver, and Jeff Flowers, the throttle man, doing a fine job on board this 24-foot Rhino. Let's go on board. Massimo at the wheel, a fine job. Coming upfield now, the area is Screaming Eagle. Screaming Eagle, a 28-foot Warlock, Mercury powered, 500 horsepower. Ben Hedrick is the driver. Alan Campbell is a throttle man. Ben from Flagler Beach, Florida. Alan from Longboat Beach, Florida. This boat took a second place in St. Cloud last week. Other crew members, Dan Batt, Sherry Batt, and Luann Campbell. Sponsors include Throttle Up Propellers, with a special thanks to Matt and Julie over at St. Petersburg. Also Delta Airlines out of Atlanta, and the Florida Air National Guard in Jacksonville. Also special thanks to John Moss, the crew chief of Screaming Eagle. Other competitors in Factory 1 include H2O Motorsports, Winnebago Activator, WorldPlayerCasino.com, and Superboat. Right now it's Screaming Eagle F-183. Top of the pack, Screaming Eagle. Did a great job in St. Cloud, took a second place, and they're doing great now. We welcome them to the wonderful world of offshore. Ben Hedrick and Alan Campbell. Special thanks to Lou Ann Campbell, Alan's lovely wife. She's the director of operations for Screaming Eagle Racing Team. All right, there is Patriot Offshore Racing. 39-foot extreme. Curtis Watkins is the driver. John Thames, the throttle man. Mercury powered 1,440 horsepower. Took a first place in St. Cloud in class. Patriot Offshore Racing. Crew members include Steve Schmidt, John Krieg, and Nick Pagana. Curtis Watkins, the driver. John Thames, the throttle man. Curtis from Fort Lauderdale, John from Stowe, Vermont. Sponsors include Switch Beverages and Sentient Private Jet Service. This boat also known as Switch Sentient Racing. On board. Special thanks to Steve Schmidt from Competitive Edge Marine in Fort Lauderdale for rigging and maintaining the boat. Competitive Edge Marine. Back to helicopter shot. Switch Sentient Racing. Exciting moments are on board this 39-foot extreme. Curtis Watkins and John Thames, driver and throttle man. right, now we're going to go with the Powerboat Sonic Racing 35-foot Sonic, Mercury-powered, 1,000 horsepower. Patrick Takaz and Dennis Hennessy, driver and throttle man. Patrick from Mays Landing, New Jersey. Dennis from Dorothy, New Jersey. Sonic Racing, 35-foot Sonic. Sponsors include Sonic USA High Performance Pleasure Boats and GG Provisions Wholesale Feed Distributor. Now this is Dennis Hennessy's 5th year racing in APBA Offshore. Now, Dennis and Pat have been friends for over 30 years. They are both motocross champions, having raced in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And by the way, they've got a new Sonic F2, and a Factory 2 boat, a 38-foot Sonic that'll be ready in July. They're going to race it in Savannah, Georgia. Other crew members include Joanne Hennessy, Gary Wellham, and Dennis Hennessy, and also Dana Hennessy. I will say, by the way, Joanne is the team manager. Gary is the crew chief. Sonic Racing currently in first place in P4. There on the outside going by is how sweet it is. How sweet it is. As we said, Sonic Racing, your leader right now in P4. Other competitors in class include the Bat Boat, Cool Running, Anger Management, Sherwin-Williams, and Merlin Marine. Sonic in first place, P4. Going around the turn. There's American Dream now coming up. American Dream P127, 39-foot MTI, Mercury-powered, over 1,000 horsepower. Bill Beeman is the driver. Michael Jordan, the throttle man. 39-foot MTI, American Dream in P1 class. This is its first race. And quite appropriately, the team's name is American Dream because it's been Beeman's lifelong goal to compete on the APBA National Tour. Now, of course, that dream has come true. And they say that, or actually he says, quote, "This is the high point of all my performance boating." Now, with Beaver's drive and Jordan's pursuit of perfection, this team will certainly be the one to watch in 2003. American Dream. Free Spray and Vito Productions, of course, wishes them the very best of luck during this APBA season. Bill Beaven and Michael Jordan. Bill, the owner of this 39-foot MTI. There's Offshore Gasm. We're going to go with the Bat Boat there on the outside. The Bat Boat P47, 28-foot Randall boat, Volvo powered. Brent Wetflopper is the driver. Richard Perlberg, he's a throttle man. They're both from Florida. Brent from Ponte Verde, Florida. Richard from Orange Park. The Bat Boat. Other competitors in the Performance 4 class include Sonic Racing, your leader. The Bat Boat, you're watching right now. Cool Running, Anchor Management, Sherwin-Williams, and Merlin Marine, full yellow jacket. This boat always runs well. The Bat Boat. Nice driving there by Brent Wetflopper. Richard Perlberg, the throttle man. There's McCarty Silver on the outside going by in second place in class. All right, going around the turn, there is Team ATC, also known as Advanced Transmissions. All right, there it is on the inside. David Jobs, the driver. Harry Clack is the throttle man. Mercury powered 30-foot AMT. Took a first place in St. Cloud last week. Dale Babin is one of the crew members on board Team ATC. Sponsors include Gulf Coast Offshore.com and Advanced Transmissions Center. Harry Clack, the owner, is 30-footer. Other competitors in P2. We've got Raising Cane, Obsession, and Big Oaks Offshore.com. Right now it's Advanced Transmission Center. Top of the pack. There's Daytona Beach in the background. Let's go on board. David Jobs and Harry Clack, driver and throttle man. All right, Dave's at the wheel. David Jobs, he is from New Orleans, and Harry's from Lafayette, Louisiana. Harry Clack, the throttle man. Once again, this boat took a first place in St. Cloud last week. And right now, it is cracking around this course. Team ATC, also known as Advanced Transmission Center. Back to helicopter shot ATC. In first place in P2. Callan Marine going by. Callan Marine in first place in class. And there's Propco. Propco propellers with Michael Milligan and Brian Cannick. 28-foot Warlock. Mike at the wheel. Brian the throttle man. Mercury powered 500 horsepower. PropcoPropellers.com. Top of the pack at Factory One. Now we believe that Propco's in second place with Typhoon in first, and then third we've got Winnebago, and in fourth Activated. That is Factory One. Propco, this boat always runs well. Mercury powered. First national race of the APBA as we wind down a bit. Race number 1. You're watching the 3rd annual Daytona Harley-Davidson Offshore Grand Prix. Coming into the picture there is Switch. And right behind, How Sweet It Is. Switch and How Sweet It Is, and Propco on the outside. Fairly calm waters today off of Daytona. There's Typhoon Racing, a 26-foot kryptonite. Glenn Murray and Randy Schluss, driver and throttle man, currently in 2nd place behind Propco. Typhoon Racing. Glenn from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Randy from Edison, New Jersey. Your 2002 world champion, Typhoon Racing. There's Merlin Marine, full yellow jacket, 27-foot Warlock. Mercury powered, 500 horsepower. Ron Ladowick is the driver. Tony Garrison, the throttle man. Ron, the owner of P486. Merlin Marine. Other P4 competitors, we've got the Sonic Racing, your leader right now. Fat Boat, Cool Running, Anger Management, and Sherwin-Williams. Top of the pack, Merlin Marine. There's Offshore Diction, a 28-foot Warlock. Scott Bekovich is the driver. Al Chesley, the throttle man. Scott from Jupiter, Florida. Al from Zephyr Hills, Florida. Merc Cruiser Power took a 3rd place in St. Cloud last week. Other crew members include Christina Foster. She's in charge of public relations. Also, Thomas and Alicia Chesley. And John Begovich. Now, Addictive Water Sports is a guardian angel for Kids Wish Network, which has helped them fulfill wishes by donating boats and volunteering hours. Kids Wish Network's mission is to help fulfill the wishes of children who are living with life-threatening illnesses. Now, Addictive Water Sports is the main sponsors. Others include Midas from Rochester, New York, ZEI, Mr. Maintenance, and also Accurate Auto Tint and Signs. On board Offshore Addiction with Scott Begovich and Al Chesley. Back to helicopter shot. Race number 1 winding down now. Offshore Addiction slowing down. Right now to the end of race number 1. Now, unfortunately, we did have an incident in the race. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. But highly competitive racing here in Daytona Beach in this first national race of the APBA 3-race event. Race number 1 is over. There's the host hotel, the Plaza Resort and Spa, and also the Radisson Hotel, of course, the Plaza, the main place for all the action taking place as far as the drivers meeting, the registration, and that sort of thing. The host hotel, great place, the Plaza Resort and Spa, of course, Daytona Beach, a great place to have a race. And third annual one right here, Daytona Harley-Davidson Offshore Grand Prix. Just a moment, we'll have the results for you in race number 1. All right, here are your winners in Factory 1 class. We've got H2O Motorsports Propco in first place, followed by Winnebago Red Devil Drink and Activator Racing in third place. Propco getting the checkered flag in Factory 1. In Performance PX class, Callum Marine all the way, getting the checkered flag, followed by Bacardi Silver in second. Callum Marine, your winner in PX class. In P1, American Dream coming out on top, followed by How Sweet It Is in second. American Dream, number 1 in P1. In P3, it was Outlaw, followed by Total Marine Racing and Team TKO in third. Outlaw getting the checkered flag in P3. In P4 is Sonic Racing, your winner, followed by Merlin Marine in second, and bringing up third, Sherwin-Williams, Sonic Racing, number 1 in P4. And in P5, High Priority, followed by Carrabba's Team Blight and Simply Awesome in third. High Priority at the top of the pack in first place in P5. And in one design class, Premier Performance in first, followed by Morris Marine in second, Cavallaro Motorsports in third. Premier Performance getting the checkered flag in one design class. And those are your final results. Now, on a sad note, one of our fellow competitors, Mr. Jack Storley, was killed in an unfortunate incident in race number 1. He will be dearly missed. We'll see you at the next national race of the APBA in Marathon, Florida.